Hey Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I was called to do two readings, which will be a Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine reading. So we're going to start with the Divine Feminine. We're just going to check in with the energy there. We're going to see what's going on, and then there will be a second reading that will follow this one, and it will be for specifically Divine Masculine. So again, I don't have an agenda. I just want to direct the reading towards specifically Divine Feminines and see what's happening in Divine Feminine's energy at this time. So Spirit, okay, that was the first one that came out there. We got Action. Okay, and then we have All Tied Up. Interesting. This was a quick start. Usually I shuffle for a minute or two and give it time, but these are like jumping out at me. Like, hello, here's the answer. All right, and then we have Rest and Rejuvenation. All right, so bottom of the deck is Envy. All right, so let's start with what we have. We have Action, All Tied Up, Rest and Rejuvenation, and then Envy at the bottom of the deck. So what this is telling me is, Divine Feminine, you have some sort of action plan that you are putting in motion, and it could be still in the preliminary stages. Maybe you have not taken that first step yet. Maybe you're just writing it down on paper. Maybe you're just thinking about whatever this action is. But you feel that there is something restricting you from moving forward, okay? So there might be something that's making you feel bound in some way to not being able to complete the plan or to move forward in some way. So these could be contracts. We'll see where this one takes us, but I mean, this could be any form of feeling constricted in some way. But then we have Rest and Rejuvenation. So I'm also getting with that potentially Spirit is calling you to, okay, yes, you're doing well, you're making this plan, you're trying to move forward, but maybe there's some things still you need to take care of before you can actually take that first step. And part of that might be self-care, rest, and rejuvenation, okay? So this may even come in the form of, I'm going to say like injury, because if you're not giving your body that rest and rejuvenation, it's going to force it on you, okay? So maybe some of you don't do enough self-care, enough time to yourself, enough of this rest and rejuvenation. Maybe you're not getting enough hours of sleep. Maybe you're not taking a spa day and treating yourself. Whatever this means to you, this is Spirit calling you out on it, okay? Now, underneath here, we do have Envy. So I'm also seeing with this that this All Tied Up could be this envy, right? There could be some evil eye coming upon you that's making you feel that you're all tied up, right? Maybe it is a literal binding of some sort, and you broke free of something or are trying to break free of something, and you might be having this envy in the background, kind of, I'm getting like burning a hole in the back of your head, like evil eyes staring at you, like you can almost feel it, right? They may have tried to interject themselves into your dream to make you feel a certain way. This could even just be like a friend of a friend that you were casually mentioned in a conversation, and suddenly you've become like the bad thing in their life that they are focusing on at this moment, you know. This could be so much to so many people. So we're going to dig deeper on this and see where this takes us. All right, so I know I jumped in pretty quick there, but thank you all so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. All right, so too many came out there, but the Empress did show up. So tell me more about this action, please, Spirit. Okay, thank you. We have the High Priestess. So I've already seen the Empress and the High Priestess, Divine Feminine. That's likely why you're getting that evil eye, that envious stare. Okay, people can see that about you. And you are working hard. You are perfecting your craft. All right, and the Sun at the bottom. I love that. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. All right, so I can construe this a couple of different ways. I'm getting that some of you see this sun as kind of your advancement point. Like, there's the horizon. I want to move towards it. That's my goal. You're working hard towards getting that, right? You're doing whatever you need to do, okay, in the material world. This Four of Pentacles could be a couple of things. One would be something that you are doing. You're holding on too tight to something where it is preventing you from moving forward, okay? So if that resonates with you, this all tied up could be, let's just say, financial constraints, okay? You are trying to move forward and to gain more money in some aspect. It could be respect, it could be talent, whatever it is that you're trying to work towards, that you're taking this action towards. But the Four of Pentacles seems to be what is holding you back. Now, this could be somebody else also trying to hold on too tight, okay? So that could be that envy card. Maybe it is preventing you from moving forward. And again, maybe they see you as this bright sunshine in their world and they don't want to lose that. So with the High Priestess being here, this is you, Divine Feminine, acknowledging that you know the difference between what's going on here, okay? You are taking the appropriate action and moving towards whatever it is that you are working on at this time. You're building some kind of legacy. And whatever this is that's holding you back, that's making you feel restricted, whether it is a person, whether it is you, okay? I'm saying you because it could be you that's preventing your progress. You have to do some inner work here. Trust your instincts, trust your gut feelings about people, about what it is you need to let go of, okay? Some of us are afraid to let go of something or someone because we don't know what it's gonna be replaced with, okay? So that's a lot of what this is. Like, if I give away my money, then I have no money and I'm not gonna be able to get it back. Like, that's kind of the main feeling I'm getting from this. All right, so let's move on to this all tied up because I want to see what's going on with that. Please tell me more about this all tied up. All right, the Hanged Man. Okay. So that's a different aspect, yet similar. So with the Hanged Man, I like to look at this in two ways. Again, there's always two sides of the coin, right? One is that Spirit is having you see things from a different perspective. You are literally being strung up and saying, look at this differently. Okay? So again, if this is you holding on too tightly to something and unwilling to let go of it because you're afraid of what it's going to be replaced by. I don't know if you just heard of that, but my cat has the zoomies and she just zoomed up the stairs. So Spirit's having you see this from a new perspective, okay? Now, if this is someone else trying to hold you back, maybe you can't see that. Maybe you're like, I can't let this friend go. I've had this friend for 20 years. They've always been my friend. But maybe you got together under circumstances that we related on some traumatic level, okay? And that's what you connect with them on. Maybe you're not that person anymore. You've healed past that, but they haven't. And so they're asking you to look deeper into some of your personal relationships, okay? It could be a romantic, a friendship. It could even be familial, right? Sometimes our families don't have our best interest at heart, and that just is the way it is. So this is where Spirit's asking you to trust your inner guidance, your inner wisdom, your gut instincts. All right, the Hermit. Yep, do that inner work. Follow your own little candle there and take one step at a time. And the Three of Swords. Okay. So the Three of Swords to me is leading in the romantic sense. So again, I'm taking this a couple of different ways. If you have been hurt in the past in a romantic sense, you may be closed off at this time to love, right? Maybe love has presented itself and to you it's foreign. You're like, I remember that before. It was terrible. I don't want to do that again. And now you're looking at it as, okay, maybe I need to see things differently. Maybe love is not so bad. I need to open my heart again, even though it was broken before. I'm going to heal this. And again, that comes along with this rest and rejuvenation. So because we have in the traditional tarot here, this would be 3 swords in a heart. Here it's showing a bunch of red strings tied up with 3 swords. And then here we have all tied up. So that could be what's hanging you up. Maybe a new relationship wants to come in, but you haven't opened your heart yet to be able to acknowledge it or to accept it. Okay? So seeing things from a different perspective and going within, okay, going on your inner journey is going to help you to see better what needs to happen to move forward. All right. So again, the letting go of something here in fear of not knowing what's going to replace it. The message here too, bottom of the deck, is 9 of Pentacles. This is you being totally happy being single. Okay. So if any of you are hanging on to some relationship that's not serving you at this time, Spirit is asking you to let it go because you're trusting your instincts and you're building towards something. And this could be restricting you from being able to move forward. Okay? Spirit sees you as happy, single, doing your thing. But if you can't let something go, it's going to prevent you from having this. I'm getting like, this is what you want. Look, it goes 8 into the 9. I'm building my success. I'm doing my thing, right? Miss Spider on her spider web, building everything that she wants to achieve. Then you get to the 9 where you're like, yep, I'm totally satisfied. I have everything I need. I have built this all. It's mine. It's beautiful. I'm enjoying it. It's a life of luxury. You're single, but you built the damn thing. So if you want to have this, Spirit's asking you to let go of something that hurt your heart in the past or is currently hurting your heart. Okay? We don't want to see that for you. All right, let's get over to this rest and rejuvenation and see what's going on with that. Yep. All right, so that is the Knight of Cups. That's a love offer that wants to come through. 5 of Pentacles, okay. And the 6 of Swords. All right, very good. I'm actually very happy to see that. Then we also have the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom. So again, very much going along with what I said already. The 6 of Swords is about learning what you don't want and getting away from it and saying, yeah, that ain't for me. I got to go. We do have a love offer that wants to come through, and this might even be, again, self-love. You want to give yourself self-love. It might also be external, okay? There is love that wants to come through for you. The 5 of Pentacles could be a lack mentality. Again, I'm so afraid that I got hurt in the past that I can't possibly even look at whatever this new love situation could be. I can't fathom it, is what I'm hearing. So that's why you're being strung up upside down and to go on this inner journey to learn for yourself. What is it that love is for me? What do I deserve to have? Because this solid offer wants to come through. But I'm trying to describe the image that's being shown to me right now. It's like you're being blindfolded and you're playing pin the tail on the donkey. And you can't see what you're trying to aim for. Right? It's like you're blindly doing something. You might get it right, you might not. And I'm getting that this was your approach in the past. Very interesting for Divine Feminine. So, what's the advice? You have a choice, right? Some people see better in the dark because they're using their third eye. Seeing is believing. They trust that knowledge. But it's like you're shooting at different targets now. Okay? Yeah, all these analogies. So when you have your blindfold on, you're trusting your intuition, your gut, your instincts. You're now shooting from a place of inner strength, inner knowledge. When you take that blindfold off, that's when things become material and you're shooting with actual bow and arrow. So why is this analogy coming up? Because it feels that your body is very separate in what it is trying to achieve, and that could be also what's tying you up. Your inner guidance is trying to steer you one way, and your external circumstances are steering you in a different direction. And so you've got to almost kind of meet them in the middle and figure this out and move together. That's what this action is. You know, this to me is about the chariot, which again, you have two horses, right? Two horses have to work together to form a common goal. So this could be your head and your heart. Okay? This could be your intuition and your physical self, your shadow self, your light self. There's so many things that need balancing here because it feels like your goals are not moving together in synchronicity. Maybe your heart believes something and your head believes something else. So we're going to get to the bottom of this and we're going to figure this out. I am seeing that you are getting away from something, okay? You have decided for yourself that something is not for you. Maybe you were trusting that you need this rest and rejuvenation and this self-care, and you're leaning into it more now, okay? Filling your own cup up with love. All right, let's see what else we can do here. So let's go back to this action plan for the Divine Feminines, please. Seductive allure. So we have instant gratification blinds you to the consequences. Craving promises hidden. Interesting. Okay. So that could mean that, again, I kind of look at this pile as past energy. You're building your patience. Because in the past, maybe things came to you quickly, easily. And if it didn't, you're like, I don't want it. So the fact that you're learning that something can take some time to build towards, right? That's the Eight of Pentacles. You're now appreciating things that take time to come in. So it's not just, I want it now, here it is. And then after you get it, you're like, that's not exactly what I thought it was or what I really wanted. So the instant gratifications have not worked for you in the past. Okay, what else do we have? Self-sabotage. Procrastination, negative self-talk, and fear of failure undermine your success, overcoming, and resilience. Okay. So, again, that's that all tied up situation. That's pretty self-explanatory, I feel. So whether that is your self-sabotage that's tying you up because of past hurt, or, again, that envy. Maybe you're trying to break free and you're doing your best, but this envy of someone else or other people are preventing you from being able to move forward. So however that resonates with you. All right, let's get over to this rest and rejuvenation. We have find wholeness. Bring together fragments that complete you, acceptance and inner peace. I love it. So that very much does tell me that love offer is finally, like, here it is, finally Divine Feminine. You're pouring it into yourself. You have poured love into everybody else your entire existence. And everybody has loved you for that. Or maybe they haven't. But that has left you exhausted. You are now learning the value of self-love and pouring that love into your own cup and getting away from things that do not serve you and do not reciprocate that love. I feel like a congratulations are in order. The bottom of the deck, we have divine juggling. Master different aspects of yourself, both light and dark. This is progress and inner harmony. I love that. So again, when we're talking about the two horses that need to work together towards a same goal, this is what they're talking about. Okay? Master different aspects of yourself. And you're only going to do that by doing your inner work. Okay? And this is both your light and your dark, your shadow self, your light self. This is how we get to where we want to go. And again, the sun was at the bottom of the deck. I'm seeing that, like, this is you in the front here with your, what do they call that? Profile. I can't think of the word. Cameo, like a cameo of you. And this is your shadow self. But like, it's backlit by that bright ass sun. It's beautiful. So it's feeling an awful lot like we are doing a lot of work. We are figuring these things out, okay? There may still be some lingering things in our system that we're in the process of clearing, but that comes with time. That comes with pouring the love into ourselves and trusting and knowing that we deserve it, and that we are working hard towards something. All right, let's move over to another deck and see what else we can get here. Okay, we have false narrative, discernment. Be mindful of the story that you're telling yourself. Having a negative narrative is destructive and simply not true. Stop listening to your ego-based story that is laced with falsehoods and old conditioning. For every negative thing you say, counteract that by saying 3 positive words. See the truth of who you are, which is wise, magnificent, and radiant. Okay. So, again, going back to that instant gratification, there may have been something within yourself that felt that that was the way to get things. Like, oh, I got it instantly. I must be manifesting super fast. But it left you feeling without. So, was that what you really wanted at that time? Or was that just what you wanted and needed it quickly and felt that once it arrived, it was not what you thought it was? So we are changing the way we're talking to ourselves. I love that. All right. What else do we have, please? Nature therapy, grounded. Your soul loves to connect and be one with nature. A beautiful healing takes place when you ground and center yourself with the earth. Being in nature has a way to restore what has been lost and brings you back to your center. I love it. So some of you are learning the value of that as well. So going back to this, I'm getting with the 3 of Swords. Something may have prevented you from going out and enjoying nature. I don't know what it is. I'm getting it could be something as simple as allergies, bee stings, poison ivy, like those kind of things. Like you tended to see the negatives of nature, hot mugginess, gnats, pollen, okay? But your body is calling you out there. You're like, but look at the beauty of everything. Look at the positives, right? So something's calling you to go back into nature and to look at it differently this time. It's not bad. Yes, it may have some of these things. It's kind of like the rose and the thorn, right? Instead of being upset that the rose has thorns, be grateful that the thorns have a rose. It's just a different way to look at something, right? The thorns are its protection. It doesn't want to be plucked and picked, so it puts those thorns there to prevent that from happening. So it's not that it's a terrible flower just because of that. It's because it's its own protection mechanism. So there's going to be a different way you're going to start seeing things. It doesn't have to be specifically to nature, okay? With the Hanged Man here, you're kind of being forced to look at things differently. Okay? And some of it could be the negative self-talk. Maybe you're looking in the mirror going, oh, I wish I could lose weight. I wish I didn't look like this. I wish I could, whatever, change something about myself. You're going to start pouring this love into yourself and saying, I am beautiful. I love my hair color. I love the shape of my body. We have been through a lot. If you have kids, it's like you have housed children in these bodies. If you've been through abusive situations, guess what? I made it through. I'm a freaking warrior. I am a goddess. So that's a lot of what's being healed here with our self-talk. All right, let's get one more. We have humanitarian and service. Your soul longs to joyfully serve. Being of service is a huge calling that is honorable and satisfying. How are you being called to serve humanity? Serve with grace and humility to assist those who cannot help themselves. Be an advocate, a confidant, and an inspiration along the way. Okay. So whatever it is that you went through, Divine Feminine, you're being called now to help others in that same realm. So again, if you are an abuse victim, and I say victim, that might be part of your self-talk. Maybe you're in a victim mentality. But guess what? You're a warrior. You survived something traumatic. So now you're going to go help other women or whatever other people that have gone through similar situations and say, look, I've been through this. I know exactly how you feel. I'm going to help you work through this. This is kind of your way of serving humanity. And again, maybe it's a different cause. Maybe it's pets. It could be child abuse. There's many, many, many advocates out there for people who cannot help themselves. So you're giving a voice to the people who don't have a voice. You're giving strength to those who don't have the strength. I just saw 222. All right. And then at the bottom of the deck here, we have abundance and security. Money is energy like anything else. You want it to flow and not feel trapped. Trusting that the universe will take care of you gives off the energy of abundance and expectancy in every dollar you receive. Know that you are supported and the money will flow. I love that because, again, that's taking me back to this Four of Pentacles and even the Five of Pentacles. Some of you, if you give money, like, again, humanitarian service, maybe you're donating your money and you're afraid that if I give this money away, it won't come back to me. How will I make it again? You know what I mean? So we're just having that trust in the universe that it's going to return back to me no matter what. All right, let's close with some spirit messages. We'll just get some closing messages from Spirit here for Divine Feminine. Thank you. All right. So we have, make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth, even when others don't. You are not what people think of you. When a door doesn't open, don't waste your time trying to make it open. It's closed for a reason. You are being redirected to something far bigger and better. Endings are part of the cycle of life. They make way for a wonderful new beginning and opportunity. When there are questions that you need assistance with, go inward. Sit with yourself. Meditate on the question and ask for help. Then trust your intuition, as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you. Intuitively, we are with you always. All right. You can see my cat decided to join us here. She's laying on the solar plexus chakra, so, that might be an indication for Divine Feminine. Having courage to do a lot of this stuff would be what our solar plexus chakra would resonate with here. So And she's kind of on the heart and the sacral. So, take that as it resonates with you. Resonation is the basis of what we do, right? If something does not feel good to you, does not feel right, don't do it. That's the biggest piece of advice here. And again, when other people don't see your value, don't start seeing yourself through their eyes, because they don't know your value. You know your value. I love it. So that's your message, Divine Feminine. I just want to thank you all so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. Make sure you go within so you never go without. Fill your own cup up with love before you fill someone else's. And keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. I wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and so, so, so much love. Thank you again. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.